Coworkers pushing the boundaries of comfort in the workplace. Let's get into it. Coworker wipes his ass while moaning. Currently, I'm dealing with a coworker who has for weeks, maybe even months, been using all the toilet paper, but who is also loudly moaning while wiping their ass. It's been happening for weeks. I'm in the office 1 to 2 times a week for a couple hours, and I've been like, what the fuck? I was just in the bathroom and the guy was wiping, no, more like rubbing his asshole while humming in my ear. I was one high note away from telling HR, we've got a fucking moaning myrtle wreaking havoc on both the tissue supply and my ears. I'm convinced he's here for the benefit of free toilet paper. How does one approach this conversation? Hey, maybe ease off the toilet paper a little and stop fisting your asshole clean? It's... I just
5 years deep.
Like you wiping your ass and moaning loudly in the bathroom at work. I feel like that's a big issue. I feel like it's an easy conversation with HR as well. If this dude's like being real loud,
but are they deep moans or are they like?
Moaning loudly. Like I want to know what that is as far as like being. You're moaning loudly, like each stroke, like you got a wet wipe and it's really tickling your fancy. Like it might work.
The moaning to wipes ratio, is that what we're trying to decipher here?
The moaning to wipes ratio, dude. Like it might work. Like we have our bathroom isn't employee specific. Like it's open to the public.
Yeah.
And I've walked in. Since it's a public bathroom, I've walked into numerous different scenarios where I'm like, what is going on here? Like the urinal, pants around the grown man with their pants around their ankles at the urinal. And I'm not judging anyone, but I do wonder, I'm like, you just out here full cheeking it, bro. And then like,
I ain't trying to see
I've
that.
I've walked in. Okay, here's a story. I've walked into my bathroom at work and somebody's been in the bathroom stall. But I look down and it's all their clothes, shoes pushed into the corner and it's bare feet. And they just bare ass in that urinal. And I'm like, bro, how are you out here in a public bathroom just full naked in a stall?
Yeah.
Like you can't be like, if a fire alarm goes off or something, you just out. People are going to be less concerned about the fire and more concerned about why there's a naked person running through the building.
Man, we was talking about this last night about a coworker that we all have like a communal area and you can play. Everybody has a computer and he'll play YouTube, the randomest stuff on the loudest volume with no sense of who's around him or courtesy. And we were in the kitchen talking. We're like, at what point do you get old enough, or you just don't care about just courtesy to the people around you? Like, I don't know, that maybe he's just so into his own head he don't care. Maybe he just don't care. Who knows?
I feel like moaning while wiping and stuff, like especially if it's a regular thing,
we'll
and
see
it's
where
if it's a office setting and it's just office coworkers. Ooh. Like that's
it's a pediatric center.
You just sitting there washing your hands and you hear you're like, what? Start looking around.
Hopefully it doesn't say like, by the way, we work at a preschool. Like,
well, this guy he didn't say where he worked. He just said in the office. Like, I feel like that's a very intimate setting to be so comfortable to do certain mannerisms or have things you do like that. I feel like that does push the boundary of, what is okay to do in an office setting, and he could be completely justified going to HR about it, because I mean, is he really just using the bathroom if this man is moaning?
But what would they, like, how bad is he moaning? Is HR going to be like, well, we're going to have to sit in on this to see the effects of this moaning? Is it loud? Can we stand outside the door and hear it? Are they going to set a trap for old boy? How do you prove,
Yeah, definitely don't address him one-on-one, because that could be an issue. I wouldn't want to have that conversation with a coworker either.
Could you imagine if you were HR and you had to ask him this, sir? We've had complaints of the moaning.
We've had complaints of you moaning
and
in
the toilet paper
sir.
uses.
Well, I mean, I guess, technically you could, depending on where you're at, like out here, like it's a single party consent. Yeah. So I could record video and or audio. As long as I'm okay with it, I can record it regardless of whatever anyone's opinion is.
I mean, the real question is though, is he using like Charmin? Is that why? Is it double
Well, it's
ply?
a work bathroom. I don't know where they
Oh,
work, and I don't
it's
know.
probably like that sandpaper toilet paper anyway. Ugh, dude's nasty.
Usually most jobs
Ew.
have that single ply, huge roll. It's
Uh-uh.
coarse, but this guy
Uh-uh.
makes it sound like they're
I'd be
in there
taking
with
my
that
baby
freaking
wipes with me.
ultra soft and yeah,
Right?
some wet wipes. I'll freaking uh,
Hey, hey, homie. This guy once said it perfectly. He said, "Hey, if you had some boo boo on your face, would you want to wipe it off with a tissue paper or a wet wipe?"
yeah, definitely a wet wipe.
That sold me.
Definitely a wet
That
wipe.
sold me. That sold
It,
me.
it, yeah, no, it's all crazy. It's all crazy. It's just a short story.
Yeah.
Um,
What the
but
comments
moaning
say?
in the bathrooms, that definitely raised concerns for me as well, especially if it was an ongoing thing and it kept happening. And this dude said, he's only in the office 1 to 2 times a week, but every time he's in there, this dude's in there just hog heaven with
Dropping
that
haymakers.
toilet paper and stall.
Oh, remember
And
that
if you,
story that news lady reported when that guy walked in and said, "I'm gonna drop a bomb," and they called in a bomb threat,
oh my God.
and it was on the news. It was like at Home Depot or something like this.
I
Yeah,
vaguely remember that.
yeah,
I didn't
that's
really get into
hilarious.
that
That's
story.
so
I think
funny.
I heard it in passing, but yeah,
Oh man.
no.
Well, cool deal. That's funny. I can't stop picturing this dude moaning in there.
I just imagine just
I have
sitting there
so many
washing my
questions for a boy
hands.
that wrote this story. How
Yeah,
are
I
you
just
not
imagine just
laughing?
being like washing my hands and hearing this dude be like,
Me and you would
"Oh
laugh. We'd be
fuck."
on the floor rolling. We'd be on the floor
Oh,
rolling.
if it was
Well, I
somebody I
wouldn't be
was
on the floor. It's a
comfortable with
bathroom.
at work, if I was somebody I was comfortable with at work, I'd be like,
Oh,
"You good in
that's
there,
different.
bro?"
I'd be talking like, "Hey, homie."
But then again, like if it was, I feel like this dude doesn't really know this guy because he's posting it here. Where most
Yeah,
people, if they
yeah.
like knew somebody, they would easily just be like, "You good, bro? Like, what are you doing in there?" But if it was somebody I didn't know at work, like that I worked with, I would definitely be
Is that
like,
all the
"Dude,
story says? It don't elaborate anymore.
yeah, that's all the story says." The comments are. Does the poor guy have Crohn's or hemorrhoids? And I'm like, I feel like if those two situations, like you're more in pain
Yeah.
and you're not really in a place where
No,
you're like, oh
it
yeah,
wouldn't be happy moans. That's for sure.
yeah, it wouldn't be happy moments, like
Little pinkies
agonizing
hanging
pain.
out.
That
Ooh.
yeah, that's
Let's get
it's
off that. I can't. I don't want to picture that no
no,
more.
yeah, no, all that's bad, all that's bad. Um, but yeah, no, you can read yours. I don't.
Uh, all right. I got a good one. Ladies, if you've ever been mad at your husband, you'll hear this and see if whose side you take on this one. I got this 34-year-old girl who writes in about her husband who's 39. They've been married for 15 years. She says, "I was heavier for most of our relationship, reaching my highest weight and maintaining it for years at 222 pounds. He was very supportive and never made me feel like I was anything less than the most beautiful woman alive. But the other day he laughed at me while I was naked, and I got upset. So I'm writing in to see if I was the asshole. I've lost 95 pounds this year thanks to Zepbound, which I don't know what Zepbound is. I got to look that up. And now,
It might be like that shot that they have out that
oh, there's a
diabetes
bunch. They
shot
got,
that'll.
well, they got Manjaro, which was the first version, Trizepatide, which is the second version, and the big one everybody's using now is Retatrutide, which is peptides. But one, we get into that later, is like makes your stuff go to sleep, and the other controls like your insulin stuff. But lose a lot of weight, but bad side effects on the first two of them. But
Uh,
yeah, I don't know.
well,
Zepbound might be a brand of it or something.
okay, okay.
I'm guessing. It says, and now I have loose, saggy skin, which has opened up a whole new level of my body insecurity for me. I dislike the way I look naked, but now for completely new reasons. I make jokes about myself often, and we usually laugh together at my expense. When I was heavier, he never laughed along when I joked about my body. He would just compliment me instead. Over the weekend, I was getting dressed, and he came in, looked at my chest, and started laughing before touching me. It really hurt my feelings, as he's never laughed at me while I was fully naked before. I've been short with him ever since, and when I told him why, he gave me a confused, "I'm sorry" look. He thought it was okay because of the way I talk about myself. I don't know if I'm being overly sensitive because I struggle with self-confidence or if what he did was actually not nice. I don't believe he would never intentionally insult me. I think I'm more hurt by his lack of understanding. Even though he knows I don't like how I look, it's confusing and I'm not sure how to feel about it. Am I the asshole, or is it all his fault? I know, right?
that okay. So that situation is just a tough situation to begin with because when you do rapid weight loss via like
Them shots and stuff.
injection of shot like chemical reaction weight loss, uh your body cells don't have the time to tighten up while those fat cells are shrinking, you know.
Yeah,
Through traditional workout your body can slowly start to tighten the skin up, but there's people at my work. I know a few guys. I know a bunch of ladies at my work, and they're on. Oh, is it? It's
Ozempic.
Ozempic. That's
Yeah,
what it is. They're on
yeah.
Ozempic, and
Manjaro,
their
Ozempic,
weight.
those were the first ones that came out.
Yeah, they've been using those, and they're open about it. I'm
Yeah.
not putting them on blast.
Mhm.
They openly talk about it, and and with the rapid weight loss, and as I stated before, your body's not having time. The cells aren't having time to tighten up as that weight's dropping. You can see it.
Well,
You can
a
start
lot
to
of the thing
tell
is
who's using the
there's
shot.
oh, of course, there's a bunch of like lawsuits against Manjaro and Ozempic and stuff right now because they're coming to find out that these people that are taking this shot, and I got coworkers that use it as well, um, and they use these pens. Now, these pens could have different dosages in them or whatever,
Yeah.
but that just put their GLP-1, so it just put their digestive tract to sleep. So they eat this food, you feel full, you don't feel hungry because that food's not passing through you quickly. But what's happening is your body's not absorbing the nutrients it needs to preserve the muscle. You're not getting your protein. A lot of these people don't want to work out. They just want a magic
Oh.
pill. So when they lose that weight and come off it, they're finding out that they also lost 30 to plus percent, supposedly, of their lean body mass, meaning their muscle.
Oh, damn.
So
That's
now
trash.
not only did they lose muscle, they still have the same appetite that they had before they were taking the shot, but they don't have that muscle to process those calories. So they gain in the weight again. And now all these people are also finding out they lost bone density. They're getting osteoporosis,
That's what I
osteopenia.
heard. I
Yeah.
heard I heard that there was bone density loss, and that was
So
starting to affect
so
people real
Manjaro,
negatively.
and you guys can correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong or right. Manjaro and tirzepatide they're two different things, but Ozempic and Manjaro was just a GLP-1 agonist, as to where tirzepatide is a GLP-1 agonist and it's either glucagon or insulin. It activates two pathways, so that can helps control insulin and digestion. As to where
Yeah, I heard the
retatrutide
Ozempic is the
now,
one that's a diabetic
yeah,
shot. That's for
retatrutide is
that's
supposed to be like the all new, most amazing thing that everybody's using. And that one controls three. It controls your insulin, your glucagon, and your GLP-1. So it allows you to take a lower dose, still be able to eat your nutrients, lose the fat. And as long as you're doing a moderate workout, some cardio, man, it's if you follow anything about weightlifting or any of the bodybuilding community, a lot of the guys are talking about how this is like a revolutionary product. It's all over YouTube. You guys can go check it out. Tell us what you think or correct us if we're wrong. I'm not a doctor by any means or am giving any advice. I just stuff I've caught in the news and stuff that I've read about.
well, just from seeing people firsthand that I work with and know some of the ladies at my work, definitely some of the guys that have talked to me about it, and even spouses of my coworkers, because I see a lot of people
And you
every
see them with
day.
that saggy skin and stuff like that too. I
Well,
get that
you
from that
can
weapon.
tell,
But
like
then it goes back to
they
if they're not
look,
working out, you're not toning up that skin. You're not toning up the muscle. I think
yeah,
for anybody that's losing upwards of like this lady of 92, 95 pounds, that's a
and that's
huge
how it is
amount of
in
weight
most
loss
cases. They're losing a giant chunk of
and
weight.
super fast. So if you do it over, and you know me, I was what, 299, got down to 207. And I did this
Yeah,
over a process of 2 years, counting my macros, lifting weights, going down, putting muscle on, going down. It's a slow process. And it's
yeah.
just doing it this fast. But just to get back to the story, sorry, we get sidetracked very easily. Uh, a lot of people say that one, this lady shouldn't have been sending mixed signals. That's crazy. Like making fun of herself and then get mad when her man did it as well. But then a lot of the
Well, she
ladies
didn't say he was making fun of her. She just said he walked in and
yeah,
laughed,
I
and
get the laughing at her naked. That's kind of, I think that's kind of rude. I would never laugh at my wife while she's naked. Be like, haha, look at that. Like, I
well,
love
I
my
mean, what
wife, every
like did he
wrinkle,
snake her?
everything.
Did he bust up? Did he bust up freaking just cracking up hard.
Yeah,
Like
I know, right?
she, you know, I mean, the level of the laughter or the humor that he found when looking at her and his physical response to it, you know, we don't really see what that truly was. We just hear her opinion on it. So, but I
Yeah.
mean, you know, everyone's self-conscious. We're our own worst critics. We want to make it easy by,
And your
and
wife and
you know,
husband's supposed
somebody.
to be your best friend, so you guys got to be able to joke and play a little bit. But yeah, like I don't, I, I think he shouldn't have laughed at her like that, especially while she was naked. With her, the stuff she got going on, I would be super impressed in my wife if she lost. Well, she doesn't have to, but 95 pounds. Like, there's no way. Like, she don't weigh that much to be losing 95 pounds. But I mean, like, if she was in
Yeah,
the situation where she was 222, and I'm guessing that's pretty heavier set for the size girl this girl is.
that did.
Yeah, I mean, unless she's 6 foot
That,
something. Yeah, even then. But I'm just saying, 95 pounds, that's a feat. And props to her. Ladies, let us know what you think in the comments. It'd be fun to hear a girl's perspective on losing weight, and guys too. Or let us know about this Zep bound,
uh,
whatever that is.